get this guy?
Sure, you take that guy for now.
All right. He's a ninja. He's attacking your base. All right, take that. All right, we'll start now then. How about that? You have to say 3, 2, 1. That's what.
3, 2, 1, start.
Hey everybody, welcome once again to Qyjari's Curious Crafts. We are here in sunny Florida, streaming live from Jamie's Craft Studio at the Real Tranquil. And we're going to be building something today.
Hi.
That's the only thing on your script.
I stuck to the script.
Alright, let's continue.
I'll roll for that.
No, just get the regular one in case he screws up, then we at least hear Madonna. You gonna stand up?
No.
He's a terrible singer, by the way.
Through the wilderness, by what I made it through. Didn't know how lost I was till I found you.
Check it out, guys. That's what it looks like up close. Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah, that is good.
See the different colors in there?
It could be good at a angle.
Oh, sure. So I look better at an angle too. How's that?
That was
Is that
flawless.
better?
Perfect. Flawless.
Okay, so we still have a bunch to finish, but here is. We need little red lights so that
I know, so you know where to look.
Oh, we're not that sophisticated yet.
Yeah, we're not that.
$1.
All going to the Trevor Project.
Yes, all going.
Clover's here. Hi, everybody.
You got her
I
good.
had to do that. I'm sorry for your ears.
She gonna start crying.
I'm sorry.
I'm holding a laptop on my lap.
I'm not really sorry.
Well, I never.
But that'll be fine.
It's weird. I'm actually like getting to a point where keeping up with chat's kind of difficult now.
That's.
That is,
Well,
it is good,
stuff
but
my stocking.
Oh my goodness!
Rylan with the 200 bits. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Was that the stuff my stocking?
That was the stuff my
I love
stockings.
that. That was one of Jimmy's
That was
things
good.
he did. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Rainick, amazing.
That's what I suggested to him because I said, "What are some?"
And we are live.
Woo! Cowabunga! Woohoo! We are going partially submerged tonight, folks! I'm so excited! Welcome to Qyjari's Curious Crafts in Miramar! Woo! From Friends?
You.
You?
I don't think so.
No.
He does look like Ross from Friends. Oh, come on. See? I hope that was recorded. Was that recorded?
Sailing in at you.
Hello! Welcome to Qyjari's Curious Crafts! Crafts so easy, even a monkey can do it!
What did you do, Ray?
I have to get my...
By the way, everybody, I'm drinking. If you're new, not new. If you're tuning in
These-
just now, I'm drinking.
Look at that. These halflings were drunk when they built this. Look at that. It's so... Ah!
Somebody please clip that.
Half hour show? Half hour show
A
today?
half hour show. We're 7 minutes over. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Can I come up now?
Yeah, you can come up now.
I'm never gonna get this thing off my butt.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, good day. simply smashing. Welcome to the stream.
Hello and welcome to Qyjari's Curious Crafts and 3 Sheets 1 Shot. I have just completed about a half hour of coughing.
Well, look what the cat
Hey, Ring. Still not over this bronchitis, so we'll see how long I can go tonight. But we are at the very tail end of Aboard the Diamond Slide, our 3 Sheets 1 Shot story that has introduced a steampunk element to the world of Amonrath, where I oh boy, this is going to be interesting with me muting the mic every 5 seconds. Let me just excuse me. Does everything sound okay regardless of my choking and coughing? I hope. I'm not going to recap because we want to finish up the story, and I think at this point recapping would just take up too much time. But one thing we have to do tonight is go in and create, or actually edit, because I already have created it, a vampiric daywalker, which is what we've decided the final boss of this campaign is going to be. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me okay. I will mute it if I get into another fit of coughing again. If anyone wants to join me on Discord, that would be awesome, because then you could talk and I can just mute myself and cough to death. Excuse me. All right. The story is kind of neat. It's the first time I've ever introduced any kind of ship battles. And we did use the Wizards of the Coast Unearthed Arcana of Ships and Seas, or of Seas and Ships. I can't remember what it's called. You can find it. There's a PDF of it on Discord on the 3 Sheets 1 Shot general chat, I believe. Go there. Speaking of Discord, if you'd like credit for your contributions toward any of the 3 Sheets 1 Shots campaigns that you've been working on or helped me with, or even just contributed anything, something a little bit, post how you'd like to be credited on the special category or channel that I have dedicated just for that. Let me know if this is your Twitch handle, your Twitter handle, or just Discord, or just your name. I want to make sure that you get credit. All of these, when I get them edited and get them finalized, one-shots are available free, but I do want to give those of you who worked on it credit where credit is due. Some of these story features are very clever, and I want to give you credit for them. And I just added that channel today, that text channel. So it's over on Discord under the 3 Sheets 1 Shot category. Okay, so we did use the ships, and we're hoping that our intrepid parties, adventuring party, gets through not just the ship fight between the goblin pirates and Gaztiel Hellerwald, our goblin pirate captain, but then they have to face who they eventually discover they thought was an aristocratic couple come on board just for an excursion to Ravenscroft, but turns out that we decided to make Mirabella Ostar the final boss. And the way we decided to do that is to make her a vampire. But how did we get around the old vampires can't be out in sunlight? Well, one of you, I can't remember who it was, this is where I want you to hop in and make sure that you give me your name so that I can credit you. Something called a vampiric daywalker. Actually, I think it was Tranquil who came up with daywalker. So I want to give him credit for that. So we decided that Mirabella Ostar is actually a vampire, but it's a homebrew. And we're not going to give her legendary actions because she's not in a lair. Excuse me. She is married to Orem, and we decided that he was going to be innocent in all this because he's kind of a nice man, and make him like charmed or something, have some sort of charm effect. And their elderly elven servant is oblivious to his mistress's villainy. I put a question mark because I think we were going to leave that option open. So let's go to D&D Beyond and decide all of the ideas that we have for this vampiric daywalker. As you can see, I've already created it, but I'm going to go in and into the edit mode because some of this needs to be changed. I took everything out that has to do with the sunshine. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to go into the basic information and just kind of go through the features here. It's a vampiric daywalker. We didn't give her a name. She's not a specific. It's just one of these creatures. And we could decide how they become daywalkers. Maybe they were bitten as the sun was rising or something different. So we can make it part of the lore. It is a 5th edition. It's an undead. She or they are shape changers. Medium, doesn't swarm. We made them lawful evil, and I made it a challenge rating 7. And I think that definitely changes the stats below as far as her hit points and her hit die value and everything. I don't know, so let's just, before I continue, let's just go up and change it to a 6 and see if that changes that. Let's see if it changes the no, it still says that it's 17d8. So I want to go in and I want to see, I'm going to go into a different panel here and see what a level 6 creature would be. Let's browse monsters and look at an undead, some sort of creature that is a challenge rating 6. And let's just check out to see what their hit points would be. All right, well, here's one. Here is someone from... oh, wait, these are homebrew. I'm so sorry. Let's not look at homebrew. Let's look at the games. There's a lot of options in D&D Beyond. If you don't have it and you're an avid player, then I would suggest, I would highly recommend it. Okay, so here's an undead. All right, here's Bodog. It is, oh, that's a creepy creature. It has 98, which is only 58 hit points. That's not really a lot for what we're talking about. I know it's not legendary, and vampires are. So let's go back and change that to 7. Let's change it to a 7 that's not legendary. And check that out. Okay, so a giant skeleton has, all right, it has 10d12 plus 50. We could probably go with that. So 10 d12 plus 50. And we'll make it that instead. All right, back up to the top. There's a lot of information. I copied this basically. I made a copy of a basic vampire, which is a very high level undead. Because this is a daywalker, I decided to make it a lot less damaging and give it a lower challenge rating of 6 or 7. We're going to make this 7. I kept its shape changer, which allows it to polymorph into a tiny bat. Now, I did take out the part about sunshine. If the vampiric daywalker isn't in, and this is where it used to say sunshine or running water, it can use its action. But I took out the sunshine because this is a daywalker. It can be out in the daytime. That's what this is, why this is different from typical vampires. So I took that part out and I just left the running water. Apparently vampires, when they're in running water, take acid damage. So that's something to remember. And I left this information here while it's in bat form. The vampiric daywalker can't speak, etc., etc. That is no big deal. Take out the space here. It does have a...
I missed that smiling face.
Hello, Anchoku. Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning that. I took out the mist form. There is something about a vampire can turn into mist form once it's dead, and then it in that mist form, it travels back to its lair or its home, and it can kind of be unconscious in its mist form for a day, or I took it out. Excuse me. I went ahead and took it out because this is a only level 7 and not a 13, which I believe original vampires are. In fact, why don't I go and pull up vampire, just so that we can kind of go back and forth and see game rules monsters. Just so we can see what the original vampire looks like, and we can have a kind of a guideline to go with. This is, oh yeah, it's a CR 13, and they have a lot of lair actions and other things that they can do that involve the sunshine. Here it is. While in mist form, the vampire can't take any action, speak, or manipulate objects. And this is what they were talking about, or what you're talking about, Anchoku. That would be cute. Yeah, a rainbow. It's a goes into mist form and becomes a unicorn. That'd be funny. So yeah, I took that out, but I'll leave this one up so in case we have to go back and forth and see the differences. I left the regen, which if it regains 20 hit points at the start of its turn, if it has at least 1 hit point and isn't in running water, again, I took out the sunshine. If it takes damage from holy water, that trait doesn't work, so that's good. We'll leave that. It has spider climb. Its weaknesses are typical of vampires, except I did take out sunshine and I added full moon. We'll get that in a second. Forbidden. So it can't enter a residence without an invitation, and that's traditional vampire lore. So that stays. They are harmed by running water. They take 20 acid damage if it ends its turn in running water. Excuse me. And I also added something called full moon. Or that's what I named it.
You're here!
Hey, Layrena!
Must be time for tea!
Must be time for tea. Or something much stronger for this this coughing throat of mine. So I added full moon, and I decided that the vampiric daywalker takes 10 radiant damage if it ends its turn in the light of a full moon. So that's situational. It has to be where the DM decides that it's got a full moon or a half moon or whatever for that to happen. But because his CR is only 7, I made a little, had a little bit of a weakness strength there if it wanted. In vampire form only, it has multi-attack, which means one's going to be an unarmed strike and one's going to be a bite. Now the bite can happen in bat or vampire form, and I left that excuse me, and the unarmed strike would be bludgeoning or grappling. Once it's grappled the target, though, then it will try to bite, and that's typical of a vampire. I left in Children of the Night, but I wanted to see what you guys thought about changing that to something that would bring forth something in the daylight. Hot honey lemon water? Yeah, no, I have a gin and tonic tonight because fuck it. I can't make myself laugh either, apparently. Okay. I left it in here, but I wanted to change it. The vampiric daywalker magically calls 2d4 swarms of bats or rats, or when they're outside, wolves. Now, what do you think we should change it to? Or add, if it's nighttime, maybe the bats, rats, or wolves, or if it's daytime, something else. Undead squirrels. That would be funny. Let's, here's our Kenilith. I don't know why this D&D Beyond times out on me like that. Do they even have a squirrel that's undead, or? No? Let's see if we can find an undead creature similar to that of a flying squirrel. Undead. A bat is it? I don't think it's a challenge rating very high. Let's see, because it's swarm. Or maybe it is higher. Let me look for swarm. And I'll leave this blank. Oops, 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 oops. I'll leave that blank and we'll look for it. An undead. Oh, they don't have undead swarms. Okay, so we'll have to make something. Alright, there's the bats, cranium rats, insects. Ugh. If the vampire can do swarm of bats at the CR quarter, we probably need to stick with quarter or half. Rot grubs. How about ravens? That's it. That's the entire swarm page. Quippers are found in the water, so that wouldn't be good. Snakes are too high. Higher level. We could do something during the day. It looks like if it's going to stay with the same CR rating, it needs to be ravens, it looks like. Yeah, ravens. Okay, swarm of ravens. So let's go back in here. And, all right, at, during the evening hours, the vampiric daywalker magically calls this, okay? During daylight hours, oh, you know what I could do? I'll do this. The vampiric daywalker magically calls 2d4 swarms of bats or rats, provided the sun isn't up. Okay. Okay. During the daylight, vampiric daywalker magically calls 2d4 swarms of what do we say, ravens? Oops, I gotta put the little I can't even type right. Swarm of ravens. Hopefully that'll go to the right instead. Did I put the right tag there? Oh, A. All right, fine. Okay, that doesn't have to be capitalized. All right, so 2d4 swarms of ravens. And then we'll do the monster tag. Okay. The called creatures arrive in 1d4 rounds, acting as allies of the vampiric daywalker and obeying its spoken commands. The beasts remain for an hour until the vampire... Oh, let me change that. Vampiric daywalker dies, or until the vampiric daywalker dismisses them as a bonus action. Hey, Autumn, no worries. I'm not going to be on late tonight. As you can hear, I still have a tickle in my throat, and I just before the stream went into a huge fit of coughing. I gave Ranick a heads up and said, dude, get ready to get online right as I go into a fit of coughing, and we'll just raid you regardless of whether I'm done with the stream or not. Excuse me. So hopefully we'll get the story done, but we're almost done. We're just figuring out our the details of our vampiric daywalker, which is Mirabella. Okay, I got rid of her legendary actions and her lair actions because A, she's not in a lair, and B, we did not make her a legendary creature. Her armor class is 16. That should be lowered, I think. I don't think it should be 16. I think it should be 15. And I'm going to say it's leather. Or just leave it blank. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I've unchecked lair and legendary. And we went ahead and changed her die count and her hit point die value and the modifier. Of course, I do need to correct that. What is 10d12 plus 50? Let's go into our any dice output. 10d12 plus 50. Did I say d12? No, I can't remember. Let's see what that calculates to be. 115. 10d12 plus 50. All right, 115 is the hit points of of our vampiric Daywalker. High strength, dex, con, charisma. All these are pretty much maxed out for this creature, but because we've lowered the CR, we should lower these as well. I'm gonna lower her strength probably to 16. Same with her con, and I'm gonna lower her dex as well. But her charisma should stay the same, and her int should probably go up. She is proficient in charisma, dex, and wisdom. She's resistant to these from non-magical. Hey, Chief. I'm okay. I just have a tickle in my throat, and I went into a fit of coughing earlier. I didn't know if I'd make it on stream, so I may need to bail early. We'll see what happens. But we're almost done with our story, so I'm going to try to get through this, finish the story, and then carry on. We'll raid Raynick afterward. And then I'll just have a nice, relaxing weekend of carting my girls around to their various activities and, regular mom stuff. By the way, if you're just joining me, please go to my Discord channel, and in the 3 Sheets 1 Shot category, there's a new channel called Story Credits. If you have contributed at all, even if you just nodded and agreed and you want credit, please let me know how you want to be credited on that channel. And let me know if it's your Twitter handle or your Twitch channel or even Discord or Facebook. I don't care. However you want to be credited, let me know. And then what story you helped with, so I know, because I could go back through all of my videos, but I don't want to miss anybody, and I might include someone who didn't want to be credited at all for whatever reason. So if you want to be credited, and I'd like for you to be credited, please go there and let me know. These are all free, so it's not like I'm selling them and you only get like a shout out, but credit where credit is due. Okay, so the language that, I'm sorry, I wanted to ask. Condition immunities. We're not going to make vampiric daywalkers immune to anything, but should we have any other adjustments, something that she's or they are vulnerable to? I took out sunshine or sunlight, because this is a daywalker. It is a vampire who can survive during the day. But what should we give it vulnerability to? Maybe cold, or, well, undead really wouldn't be cold. Force, maybe? Something. We should give it something that's that they're vulnerable to. Psychic? I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? There's thunder. That might not be a bad idea. Thunder. I mean, loud noises. Okay, yeah, so thunder. All right. We'll give it a vulnerability to thunder. That means if someone does thunder damage to them, then they would take half. They would be vulnerable for it. Excuse me. Okay. And that's good. The language in this case, it's just it new in life, because they are undead. So they brought back. They're mostly in urban environments, which works for us. And I don't have any avatars to attach. So we're done with this. And let's look back at how she looks. I think I have to go to the top and click on the, creations. Homebrew. And here we are. Okay, so what I will do then is I will cut or copy and paste this onto our sheet, and you can see all of the information that we put there in the same layout that D&D Beyond and the Wizards of the Coast for their books put it out, so that all the DMs can look through this and as they play. See the vulnerability there, it's thunder, and the resistances and that sort of thing. Okay, so that's good. We've got that for Mirabella. The other thing we have to do is we decided that the item inside the small brown chest is a legendary Ioun stone. And I think we had some suggestions last time excuse me, that the Ioun Stone should be something, we may have to do this also as a homebrew item, that gives advantage or sneak attack damage or ally damage to the soldiers and fighters up in the second battle for the Obsidian Wilds as they fight. And it needs to be something that would benefit those fighters. So therefore, we're going to go in and we're going to create, and I did not do this, so we're going to start this together. We're going to go back into D&D Beyond. And we are going to create, homebrew, create a magic item. And we will go in and we will find that Ioun. I think it's is it a ring? Ioun, I have to look. No, I don't see it. I may have to look for it. Do a search. I'll do all. Let me just, before I have to go through all this, let me just look. Ioun. Ioun Stone. It is just a magic item. Wondrous item. Okay. Hopefully it's just under the eyes. It is not. Stone. Here we go. Stone of nope. Belt. Here we go. Ioun Stone. And we're going to change it. So let's just pick something like leadership. And we'll change it as we need to. And we're going to call it the Ioun Stone of, and we don't know yet. Stone of nope. All right, 5e, because that's what version I play. It's very rare. We're going to actually make it more rare. So sorry, excuse me. Okay. An Ioun Stone is named after Ioun, a god of knowledge and prophecy revered on some worlds. Many types exist. Okay. And confers a benefit to you. Oh, it's a high AC too. Okay. Is resistant to all damage. Okay. So we're going to change the leadership part. And we're going to make it something like... let's think of a good word that means to help your friend. Precognition. Don't have mostly accurate precognition. Have you already started drinking Anchoku? Well, let's decide what it's going to do first, and then maybe we'll change the name of that. It's something like, let's get to our thesaurus here. Fellowship of Alliance. Oh, that's a good one. The Ioun Stone of Alliance. That sounds too much like World of Warcraft. Well, Fellowship. Why don't we just use that? I like that. That doesn't change the charisma score at all. Oh, we describe it though. We'll have to think of a way to describe it as well. All allies within, let's think, within what radius from you? They sing the mountain song. Sorry about that. It should be a big, nice area, like 40 feet which is like an 80-foot in diameter, right? Within a 40-foot radius of the wearer. Gain, I don't want to say sneak attack, but we should give it something really good that would help an army. Advantage? Advantage on all attack rolls. Within a 40-foot radius. Why is that saying it's the radius? That's incorrect. Ignore that rule. All allies within a 40-foot radius of the wearer gain advantage on all attack rolls. I think that's pretty good. I don't see why. I can see why an army would appreciate that. Because that's a lot. Okay. Let's just excuse me. Let's describe it. What color should it be? Let's give it more hit points too. I don't like 10. Well, if it's resistant to all damage, it doesn't matter. Okay. The Ion Stone of Fellowship is... Alright, someone call out a color. Someone call out a color and then someone else call out another color. Gotta have some variety here. Ooh. They will not derp. Okay. So it's oh, okay. Gold with teal with veins of teal. Oh, I get teal with veins of gold through it. Is a teal stone with veins of gold throughout. Oh, that's pretty. It has a slight glow. When in effect, E or A? When in effect, those who are affected, I'll say those who are affected. Those who are affected by the stone's power emit a slight radiance. There we go. Okay, so let's go back up here and we're going to call it the Ion Stone of Fellowship. It is a legendary item. It's been taken care of, doesn't have that, doesn't have that. Those required to be attuned. And we're going to save that. I don't know if this allows me to actually add the condition so that when you play, nope, wrong kind. Let's go back. Modifiers. I thought there was a way you could say, oh, there we go. Advantage on well, all attacks, right? So melee and ranged attacks. It doesn't say just general attacks, does it? No. Okay. So let's just go in and do the melee first. Save that, and we'll add Oops, did I hit the wrong one? Yep, I hit the wrong one. Modifier. Advantage on range attacks. Okay, so let's see what that looks like then. That doesn't need, take out the charisma score. We don't want that. Okay, so advantage on melee and advantage on ranged attacks. That way, if someone pulls this from D&D Beyond onto their D&D Beyond character sheet, it will already tell them on their page that they have that advantage. That's good. Okay, and save those changes. Let's see what it looks like. Is the Iron Stone. Oops, I have to get rid of the, let's get rid of that question mark because we've named it. Okay. The Iron Stone of Fellowship. And now I hope our players are worthy, that they don't try to take it. And there it is. I don't have a picture for it. If anyone wants to draw what it looks like, that'd be great. I will use it. We will put it on here. There you go. Okay, so the Iron Stone of Fellowship. Let me go back to our story here. And I said that it was happening here. Legendary Iron Stone of Fellowship. Fighting the Orc invasion. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so what I did was I added here that we are going to have them, we decided that we were going to have them fight on the second or third night the Caneloth that was tasked with guarding the Iron Stone. And we don't know why Mirabella, the husband is down there. Maybe Mirabella brought her husband down there to try to take it. Maybe she's charmed him somehow. But Orym was grappled by the Caneloth. The Caneloth was instructed not to kill, but just to grapple. But he is unconscious. And Mirabella is trying to figure out what to do to get to the treasure, to get around the Caneloth. Hopefully they defeat the fiend, and then Mirabella can take it. What? Let me see what Autumn says here. 3 sheets, 1 shot does not condone the eating of glowing. This is true. No, it's not consumable. That's a good idea, though. I need to put how long it should last. You're right. That is a good point, Anchoku. Let's go back. That would make someone really powerful to have that. They can use it once every 7 days for an hour. That seems to be a typical legendary thing that it can only be a every 7 days thing. There's the weight. Okay. Okay, has charges. Okay, number of charges. 1 after once the Iron Stone of Fellowship has been activated, it cannot be activated again. I forget how it's described on other wondrous items. Is it a week or 7 days for a week? 7 days. Okay. I'll say it is weightless. Okay, good. Then I'll leave it there. But that did say... oh, charge reset condition. Okay. Okay, good. And that was the other thing that we, it is not consumed. Not consumed after use. It's not considered a material component that's consumed. Okay, that's good to just to verify in case anyone has any questions. All right. So Mirabella, when the party comes down there to see what's happened, I kind of put some little what's the word, text in there of what she might say, some discussion or some arguments as to why she's down there. Something about, well, of course Captain John sent us here to, and then kind of fade off, or something about these barrels, looking for a lost piece of luggage maybe, or Orem was sleepwalking. I kind of put a bunch of ideas there, or a few ideas there that the DM could say why she's down there. Of course, I don't think that party's going to believe her or take kindly to her being in this situation, especially since she doesn't seem to have any regard for her unconscious husband trapped in the long spiked tongue of the Caneloth. So, we had this here, but we don't need it. They need to do some sort of investigation or insight as to, or an undead check. What is that? It's called sense undead. And of course she is. So that might give her away. They might have a question as to why they saw her in the daylight. But homebrew. DM doesn't have to tell them anything. An undead vampire. And then I will put the picture of the stats, her stat chart here. Hopefully they'll defeat once she is defeated. They might revive Orem and realize that he had been charmed and is innocent. We'll just leave up to the oopsie. Oh, it fixed it for me. Whether or not the faithful servant knew about her true nature. And then it'll be up to the party to get either they have to fight the Caneloth, because it's just standing there, right? It's just standing there. No, they're not going to defeat. They're not going to defeat. They have to decide what to do about it. Oh, not caps. I mean, not bold. Does not. Oh, I know what happens. It does not charge at the adventurers. However, it will drop its prey from its grapple and continue to defend. Defend? No, guard. Guard the small brown chest. Once or if they defeat the fiend, they discover that Mirabella has little regard for her unconscious husband and tries to make excuses for them being caught in the ship's hold. She is also keenly interested in the small brown chest being guarded, or that had been by the Canoloth. She makes excuses why they are in the ship's hold. Oh, already said that. There. Let's see. I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to find out what it's doing, like try to make a step toward the small brown chest, and at that moment, the Canoloth is going to drop. Is going to drop the unconscious husband and defend it. The unconscious husband is no longer a threat to it, so it doesn't need to keep it grappled. So I think the DM can play it however they want, but I think that the Canoloth would then go after the next person who goes after the small brown chest, which may be Mirabella. So I think if they left the Canoloth alone, it's just doing its job by guarding. But if they do kill it, then they have to deal with Mirabella trying to get the small brown chest away from them. And of course, the small brown chest will have probably a cursed trap lock on it. So I'm not really worried about the adventurers getting a hold of the stone afterward and deciding that they want to... we would make the CR for opening the chest and disarming that trap very high. Okay. If the party decides to investigate the small brown chest, they will discover that it is heavily fortified with traps and perhaps a curse. Now, this will be fun. Let's do a real quick check on curses. Remove curse, bestow curse, remove curse. Okay, I don't want to look at trap. One of these had a a list of some higher end traps, and I don't know. Revolving rim trap, teleport trap. See, that would be fun. A teleport trap, elevator trap. Some of these are really high CRs. Cage trap. I wonder where I saw it though. There was a list of an idea traps. That could have been in one of those Unearthed Arcanas. Let's look at the teleport trap. That one looks like a lot of fun. Waterdeep. Okay. A creature teleported by this trap arrives at a location determined by rolling a d20 and consulting the following table. Oh, okay. So this is if you're doing the Waterdeep. But we could use something similar. There's Curse of Strahd. I don't want to look at that because I'm currently running Curse of Strahd. Not running it, I am playing in it. I don't want to get any spoilers there, so I don't want to even look at that. What's this frictionless trap from Yawning Portal? Let's check it out. Pass through a door. Silvery sheen, okay. Oh. Oh, so that's like a spear trap. We could always do the just a poison trap that's pretty high up there. Let's look at here. Here we go. Okay, traps in play. Triggering a trap. Trap effects. So it would be a deadly trap. So we would want it to be a 16 to 20 DC to save. There's some information there we could use. Something complex. Sample. Collapsing roof. Nope. Falling net. Nope. Fire breathing. Well, we could have the trap. I think someone said we could have the trap be that the small... Oh, I know what it was. Someone recommended that we make the small chest that he's guarding be a mimic. And it's actually hidden in the... that's perfect. It's actually hidden in the captain's quarters. That's perfect. It's not even there. It's somewhere completely different. It was a what do you call it? A bait and switch. I love it. Let's look up mimic. That's way up there. Mimic. Perfect. Yes. That's what we will do. Okay. And it's only a challenge rating too, but still, hopefully once they finish off the Kenneloth and a vampiric Daywalker, they will still be able to finish off a mimic. So we'll do that. That'll be a nice, easy, that it is actually a mimic. Further investigation afterward, they learn that the actual... What is wrong with this? Oh, too many spaces. That is a mimic. Okay. Treasure is safely under hidden with... I'll just say safely hidden. And then they'll deal with Mirabella. So that's perfect. I love it. I'm going to bold that. That was funny. Mimic. Woohoo. You know, I don't think, oh yes, I have fought a mimic before. Tranquil threw believe it or not, a tombstone that turned out to be a mimic. Talk about creepy. That was fun. That was a fun game. We were afraid to approach any tombstones after that. Okay, so that's our story. It needs to be fine-tuned and it needs to be edited a little bit. I'll update the Dungeon Master notes. And, of course, right here, I want to put your name if you've helped out at all, even if it was a suggestion we didn't use, you still participated. Let me know how you want to be credited, because I want to give you credit, because I couldn't make the story without you guys. I'll include the map, of course. Right here is Tarathiel, where we took off, and the ship got about right here when the dirigible attacked. Just to let you know, if you're still watching, please type in chat right now, ! Nerdsmith. Nerdsmith is currently running, it ends tomorrow, our sub drive 2019. We rely on subs to help all of the nerds at Nerdsmith produce some of the programs that you see for free. We bring to you free. My streams and several podcasts and other fun activities and shows that are brought to you. Type in ! Nerdsmith. I have a set of metal dice giveaway happening tonight. So if you already entered last week, it's still in there, but go ahead and enter again just in case. And then we will do the drawing. If you've already entered, it may not let you do it again, but you will win a set of metal dice, and I'm going to do that drawing in just a minute. Oh, look, I made it to 8 o'clock. Look at that, Rainik. So let's do that real quick. I know, Autumn, you're not going to enter because we're not allowed to enter. So anyone else out there watching, if you want to win a set of metal dice, please enter !Nerdsmith in the next 2 minutes while I read off the rest of my announcements. This coming Tuesday is Qyjari's Curious Crafts at 7 o'clock. I'm going to continue working on Dunsby's Distillery. I'm going to work on some of it this weekend and have more done so that you guys can see it in progress, and we're going to finish it on Tuesday. Whether it's completely done or not, we're going to do a lot of work on it together and be done with it. And then after that, I am going to start working, and I'll get with Leyrena about this. I'm going to start working on my version of Namerigan, which is I'm probably saying that wrong, which is my steampunk gnome laboratory. And we were going to try to coordinate an effort for her to work on some modrons and such, so we kind of have the steampunk theme going for both of our streams. But I will work on that. I'll get with you about that later. Hey, Crow. Glad you're watching. Thank you. Let's see. I think that's it. We're going to raid Rainik after here. And tonight at 10, if you want to watch Riff and Rabble, they are on. I think that's it. I think those are all the announcements I have. So let's go ahead and run that giveaway right now. I hope I'm doing this right. I hope I do this right. Let's go to the giveaway and see. I don't see it. I'll have to do a okay. Do it again, everybody that entered, because I clicked something that didn't quite work. So please just do it again real quick. I think I saw Anchoku and Crow. Go ahead and do those. I want to make sure that your name gets populated in there. There it goes. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, the creators are not allowed to enter their own giveaways, but and I know we all watch each other, so that's awesome. But I do want to give everyone a chance. I see others in the. I don't want to do any calls out in case they're lurking, which is fine. Okay, so let's go back and make sure I do this right. Where's my giveaways? Okay. All right, let's try this. Close giveaway and pick winner. And who won? Rylan! Awesome! Rylan won. I will get you that code. Yeah, they are beautiful dice. They're gorgeous dice. And I will give you that that code. But I also want to point out to you, if you didn't win and you want a set, right here, guess what? Go to Die Hard Dice, type in Mimsy15, and you get a 15% off discount. I got a discount code from Nerdsmith to offer to all of my viewers. So if you didn't win a set and you want a set, you can go and take advantage of their free shipping, but go in and do Mimsy15 and you will get 15% off your entire order of Die Hard Dice. So, yay, I have that too. I have 2 things. Okay, so it is after 8 and Rainik hopefully is ready and we will go over and raid Rainik. Let me go to my thank you screen real quick and do that. Okay. All right. I have to hear myself twice here. Hold on, let me just mute that one right there. Okay, are we ready to raid Rainik? What are we gonna say? We're gonna say something good. Huzzah! No, we can't really say huzzah. That's not right. Let's say Mimsy rules. I don't know, something. I am tired and I am not feeling well. So I'm just going to say goodnight. And I'll see you Tuesday. I love you guys. Bye.